The past few years have seen unprecedented changes within the eternal land of Quel'Thalas. The Blood Elves, following the will of their crazed leader Kael'thas Sunstrider, channeled dangerous, chaotic magics to transform their sacred Sunwell into a gateway of unspeakable evil. While Kael'thas and his demonic masters were eventually defeated, a different kind of transformation occurred within the Sunwell itself, as a dying Naru sacrificed its life essence to reignite the Sunwell into a fount of holy energy. Now, the Blood Elf Regent Lorthamar Theron sees a new hope on the horizon for his people. Over time, the Sunwell's light could cure the Blood Elves of their cursed state, but many still cling to the arcane powers they've procured and are hesitant to relinquish them. As one of the remaining Blood Elves, you must fight to protect Quel'Thalas and help redeem the soul of your ancient people.
What business have you?
The sooner you begin your education, adventurer, the better for us all. There is little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals. The green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. The mana worms were their guardians, but the scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas has driven them errant from our lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return to me.
Death to all who oppose us.
I need to get closer.
State your business.
You have successfully completed your first task. For that, you are to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young blood elves who failed to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much more to learn, my young friend.
Shorel Oran.
Your effort has made something clear that, honestly, I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals has maligned a much larger swath of the Isle's natural balance than I thought. We must now take on more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby lynxes have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their collars, adventurer, as I may yet be able to fashion a magical restraint to turn some back from being uncontrolled.
Be ready for anything. Anaria Shola.
It gives me no pleasure to ask you to destroy these beasts. While in times past we have lived in relative harmony with woodland creatures, these are different times. The first order of business for all Sindore is survival. Make sure you remember that.
The reckoning is at hand.
The tower and surrounding areas should now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You have done well in providing us with a buffer of security, but we will need to reassert control over the entire Isle if we to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant mana worms and lynxes. Take this, adventurer. You will no doubt make good use of it for the tasks to come.
We will have justice.
You are to report to my assistant, Lanthan Perilon. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next, while we here at the Sunspire will to rein in the burning crystals. You will be focused on a more pressing matter concerning Falthrian Academy. Lantern will explain fully when you speak to him. Simply walk west of here along the path, and you should see him standing close by. Good luck, adventurer. Your continued successes shall be rewarded.
Keep your wits about you.
The eternal sun guides us. Time is of the essence.
Anaria Shola. Farewell.
Day after day I stand here, watching, waiting. I've been accused of dwelling too much on our past, while my eyes look to the horizon. But it is my firm belief that each visitor to this island should honor those who have sacrificed all so that they may continue to do so. Dathrem, our Sunstrider, was our first king. He led us here from Kalimdor through the Maelstrom. Seek out his shrine to the west, and do not return to me until you have read the plaque upon it in his honor.
Shorel Oran. Remember the Sunwell.
With all the chaos happening here at the Sunspire, I haven't had a chance to collect my belongings I've left outside at various places on the Isle. I must maintain my vigil over the Sunwell here, so I'll ask you to collect them in my stead. I need my scrying orb, my scroll of Scourge magic, and my journal. Use this satchel for some extra space, as my things are rather bulky. Return them to me, and I'll give you a little something you know. For the effort, you can keep the satchel as well.
The reckoning is at hand.
Our enemies will fall.
It's a shame that we've lost control of many of the creatures here on the island. This was once a tranquil place of study and research. Now it's all we can do to keep from being attacked by our own creations. I'm going to offer you a chance to receive a magical boon in exchange for some collecting work on your part. Bring me a stack of arcane slivers that are found on the mana-using creatures of Sunstrider Isle, and I will cast a spell on you that should aid your adventures on the Isle.
Death to all who oppose us!
Yes.
If there is only one lesson you deign to remember from your time on Sunstrider Isle, let it be this: control your thirst for magic. It is a thirst unending. Hero, what you absorb must be controlled and released via arcane torrent. Failure is to become one of the wretched, hopelessly addicted and insane. Seek out a mana WYRM and unleash your arcane torrent upon it. Learn to master your power. When you have sufficiently released an arcane torrent, return to me.
Stay the course. Glory to the Sindorai.
You've done well today, hero. Your willingness to learn shows that you may very well rise above the unyielding cravings you must endure as a hero. Rest not on your laurels, young one, but instead seek to master what you have learned. Only through diligence will we as a hero serve. Take this, it may be of some use to you. Go now, and bring glory once more to our people.
Shorel Oran.
The dark times will pass. Keep your wits about you.
Ah, hero, thank you for sharing your experience at the Shrine of Dathramar. First off, you should be commended for your sense of duty and respect. It will serve you well not only here, but in all of Azeroth as well. As for the odd sensation, it is no doubt a contributing part of the taint that has befallen Sunstrider Isle. We shall keep an eye on it. Thank you for alerting us to it.
We will have justice.
Have you had a chance to find my belongings? Once we reassert our dominance over Sunstrider Isle, I will need them in my work. For now, though, I must maintain my watch over the Sunwell, or what remains of it.
The reckoning is at hand.
Well done, I knew you'd be perfect for the task. Once it's safe to make use of our outdoor facilities on the Isle, I'll be putting these things to good use. Like I mentioned, please feel free to keep the satchel. Also, you may find this piece of armor to be useful. Consider it ample compensation for a simple task performed dutifully.
Keep your wits about you.
Anaria Shola.
Many of the creatures here on the Isle were at one point bound into non-aggression and complacency by our magical skills. When a scourge destroyed the Sunwell, our hold over these creatures shattered. Arcane slivers are the remnants of the control we once had, and as such might be usable in fashioning a new device to aid us in regaining their control. Better still, perhaps the slivers could be used to see what malaise the Isle truly suffers under.
Farewell.
Splendid, these will do nicely. I've been doing quite a bit of thinking on the current malaise Sunstrider Isle suffers under. One possible course of action I had pondered was to collect these arcane slivers from the beasts on the Isle. In doing so, they could be experimented on. This would provide a potential source of culpability. Anyway, I will tend to the research. Allow me to place this incantation on you. I believe you'll make good use of it.
Remember the Sunwell.
We will persevere.
Magistrix Arona told me you'd be along quick enough, adventurer. The Falthrian Academy to our west, the huge floating building with the ornate spires, is in bad shape. You're going to be leading the effort to it from one of the wretched, a questant who has forever to their basest cravings. I hope you're ready to work. This is not only going to be a lesson about danger, but also of what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are.
Keep your wits about you.
Before sending you to the Academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in the gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders now have grown out of our control. Clear them out with due haste, but be warned, their lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down these once gentle servants. It doesn't please me to ask you to do such a task, but survival is survival. I'll mourn later.
Time is of the essence. Anaria Shola.
While at the depths of the tenders, me no joy whatsoever. It does show me that, ready for the most important task you'll hear on Sunstrider Isle. Take this and put it to good use. You'll need good items and sharp wits for the task ahead. Our reassertion of control over the island depends on it.
Hold your head high.
A betrayer of our people resides atop Falthrian Academy to the southwest. Vellatríx is his name, and he was banished from Blood Elf lands for failing to heed the warnings of our teachers and elders. He is the worst of our society, as he lives only to feed his insatiable magical addictions. He refused to learn control. He is a shell of his former self, one of the wretched, and he is a threat to the Sunspire. Destroy him and the wraiths he uses as minions.
We will have justice. What business have you?
Heed well this warning. Vellatríx the Banished is only a symptom of a much larger problem. His demise will solve our immediate concerns. But all Blood Elves share the potential same fate as him, if we, our addictions, the best of us.
Hold your head high.
don't have a target. Something first.
Glory to the Sindorai. Keep your
Heed well
wits
this
about
warning.
you.
Felendrin the Banished is only a symptom of a much larger problem. His demise will solve our immediate concerns. But all Blood Elves share the potential same fate as him if we, our addictions, the best of us. Felendrin's head. You are to be commended, adventurer. You've succeeded where others, like Velendrin, have utterly failed. Perhaps you are truly ready to be a contributing member of Questant society. Your success here means that you, capable of surviving the greater threats, that in Eversong.
Stay the course.
And believe me, there are plenty too. Magistrix Arona wanted
Anaria
you to
Shola.
over to Silvermoon City in order to
Shorel
our
Oran.
reclamation efforts there. That is, once you had successfully the situation at Falthrian Academy. You did not disappoint us, adventurer. On your way to Falconwing Square, south of here, you should speak with Outrunner Ilarion. She's not far from the bridge. The Outrunners take care of shuttling goods between here and the mainland. And since you've to be so resourceful, they could use your assistance.
What business have you?
From your demeanor, you seem to be on a matter of some urgency. Is there something specific I can assist you with?
Time is of the essence.
This is most interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean more disturbing than anything else. Our efforts to reassert control over the Isle in the time following the destruction of the Sunwell have been a challenge. In that whatever foul source is, the Isle at the heart of it all, this sliver may be of some aid in uncovering what's really on. You were wise to bring this to me, adventurer. Take this as compensation for your diligence. Thank you.
Hold your head high.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Well, hello there, traveler. I heard that a resourceful young questant formerly in the service of Magistrix Arona might be. They're way down here too. Us Outrunners out. We certainly welcome the help, especially from someone who's proven to be so competent. I hope you're interested in running an errand or two for us.
The reckoning is at hand.
It's hard work being an outrunner between Sunstrider Isle and Falconwing Square. Tight deadlines, long hours, and worst of all, the wretched. The road south goes through the ruins of Silvermoon. The place is crawling with wretched ready to kill you for a few mana crystals. Unfortunately, I think that's what happened to the last outrunner we sent with one of Arona's packages. I see you're eager to prove yourself. Venture into Dawning Lane and see if you can find any traces of our outrunner.
Keep your wits about you.
The Outrunner's belongings have all been stolen with the exception of one package. It seems to match Alarion's description of Arona's package. You take the package and confirm that indeed it comes from Magistrix Arona. Alarion would probably want you to bring it to her.
Anu Belore Delana.
What did you find, adventurer?
Shorel Oran.
By the Sunwell? That's the third outrunner we've lost this month. I appreciate your courage in venturing into Dawning Street. The guards need to keep a closer eye on these blasted wretched.
We will have justice.
The death of another outrunner is a true tragedy, but it's a risk we all accept when we take the job. Magistrix Arona at the Sunspire needs to get this package to the inn at Falconwing Square, and she needs it there as soon as possible. We're short-handed, and I don't have anyone else available that can cover for us. I'm not going to lie to you. The path to Falconwing Square can be extremely dangerous if you leave the safety of Dawning Lane. Do you feel up to the task, adventurer?
Keep your wits about you.
Your gold is welcome here. Farewell.
Welcome to my inn, traveler. Am I to understand that you have something for me?
Remember the Sunwell.
Thank you. I do appreciate the prompt delivery. While you're here, please make yourself comfortable. If you haven't done so already, feel free to get a hearthstone and bind yourself here. Using a hearthstone will allow you to recall to an inn once every hour. If you ever lose your hearthstone, simply return to any inn. An innkeeper will gladly get you a new one.
Hold your head high. Choose wisely. Stay the course.
The eternal sun guides us.
A group of wretched recently raided a supply of unstable mana crystals from one of our arcane sanctums. If not handled properly, the crystals could explode with enough force to blow a hole into the city walls. Now, adventurer, and quite tear if they themselves up while unstable arcane sources. But the whole incident would make my men. But bring me back any remaining stolen crystals you find. They might still be inside their original crates.
We will have justice.
Yes.
The arcane patrollers crafted by our forefathers to protect the city have fallen into a dangerous state of disrepair. They fail to recognize us as their masters and will attack us on sight. Even though they were created many years ago, the arcane cores that power them are still quite useful and valuable to us. I want you to gather these cores and bring them to me so I can put them to good use again. You will find the patrollers in the ruined section of Silvermoon to the northwest.
Shorel Aram. We will persevere.
Have you succeeded in gathering the arcane cores yet, adventurer?
We will have justice.
You've done well, adventurer. With our arcane sanctums not operating at full capacity, these power cores will go a long way in supplementing our needs.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm pleased to discover that you're at least somewhat competent adventurer. I'll give you another task since you seem so eager to prove yourself. This is a letter to Laykeeper Cadenus, the Arcanist, in charge of the upkeep of the North Sanctum. Go southwest of Falconwing Square and you will find him. He is a very important person, so I hope you don't bother him too much with trivial chatter.
Time is of the essence.
Victory lies ahead.
You have something to show me?
Salama Ashalanore!
That scoundrel, Phalis, finally met his fate. Good job, adventurer. Things should be quiet with the wretched for a while.
We will have justice.
Glory to the Sindori.
Did you retrieve the stolen goods yet?
Farewell.
Excellent work, adventurer.
Remember the Sunwell.
Besides the constant threat that the wretched represent, I also have to deal with all kind of fictitious reports of night elf sightings. Though most reports are unfounded, one recent incident demands further investigation. The West Sanctum, one of our primary energy sources, has suffered a terrible malfunction, and rumors of Darnassian sabotage are rampant. Travel there and deal with anyone that looks suspicious. Report back to Laykeeper Velania, who watches over the sanctum.
Shorelaran. State your business.
Yes, traveler.
We will have justice.
Thank you, adventurer. I've been expecting this letter.
Keep your wits about you.
Since you're here, adventurer, I have a favor to ask you. Laykeeper Villania's apprentice dropped by earlier to ask for assistance. Apparently there's some malfunction happening at the West Sanctum. I've been a bit busy entertaining our most pleasant dwarven guest. See if you can give her a hand. You'll find the West Sanctum southwest of here.
Remember the Sunwell.
You got my attention. See you soon.
Baladash Malanore. Salama Ashalanore.
Look around you. Things aren't exactly in order. We have a severe malfunction at the West Sanctum. Let us do our best to prevent matters from getting worse.
Time is of the essence.
It's about time you do, Cadenus. Send someone this way. I warned of the dangers of increasing the load on the West Sanctum. Now one of our energy converters is destroyed, and arcane wraiths are pouring out of the Sanctum. I'm going to need you to take care of these creatures before we send anyone in for repairs. Make haste.
Hold your head high.
I don't have a target. I'm out of range. I need to target something first.
Baladash Malanore.
Greetings, traveler. Bard, take a look toward the shore. What do you see? That's right, our beach, our tranquil shore, has been infested with the malignancy known as the Murloc. This blight will not stand. I have a task for you. If you feel that you're up to it, I would have their heads. Let us, if we can, a dent in their numbers so large that, if they, any sense at all, They will, to the murky depths from which they...
Death to all who oppose us!
I need a target.
Victory lies ahead!
We Rangers of the Farstrider Retreat are dedicated to setting right the damage that has been wreaked upon our fair lands. We will go to any length to do so. I trust that you have returned with the Murloc heads I tasked you to gather?
The reckoning is at hand!
A job well done. By the smell of it, I'd say you returned all that I asked for, and possibly more. I'm sure we can find some use for these in a stew or some such. Alas, it does not appear that your efforts have done the trick. The Murlocs are not in retreat. This calls for more direct action.
Salama Ashalanore!
The Grimscale Murlocs have not been scared off by your efforts, but I think I know what will send them packing, as well as get me some personal retribution. They have a Murloc chieftain that calls itself Murmurgle. It wanders the Golden Strand south of the river inlet. The beast once slew a compatriot of mine, and now wears his ring in open defiance and mockery. Slay Enragel, and bring back my friend's ring. Then we shall see these monsters cowed.
Remember the Sunwell. Baladash, Malanore.
You are the instrument of my success and revenge. Have you the ring?
Farewell.
At last, though the Grimscale did not rout. As hoped, it was entertaining to watch them panic in confusion when you laid low their so-called chieftain. You have my thanks and the gratitude of the Sindarai of Silvermoon City. Please, take one of these in thanks for the service that you have.
Remember the Sunwell.
Glory to the Sindarai. Salama Ashalanore.
Night Elves? Here? Those rats. Do you suppose they had anything to do with the malfunction in my sanctum? If you have any information, you'd better take it to Captain Sunbrand at once.
Stay the course.
Thank you, adventurer. Now that we have the wraiths under control, we can send someone in to assess the damage. Hopefully this wasn't anything permanent.
Farewell.
Anubilore Delana.
You've got something for me? Let me take a look.
Farewell.
Are you sure you found these on a night elf? They're clearly written in Dwarven. From what I can understand of this letter, whoever wrote this did not cause the malfunction, but rather was sent here as a spy to the results of it. They call our endeavors reckless and dangerous, but who? Of course, that envoy from Ironforge. We were fools to trust anyone belonging to the Alliance.
The reckoning is at hand.
Listen, adventurer. This is a very delicate situation. Even though we've identified the spy, we cannot kill him out in the open. We cannot try to capture him either, as the risk of him escaping is too great. I want you to go find Prospector Anvilwood at the North Sanctum and kill him. Do this in a quiet manner. We don't want word to spread that we allowed a spy into our city. Bring me his head as proof. Ironforge will learn not to meddle with the Sindorai.
Shorelaran.
Hi? Off with you.
Our enemies will fall.
Did you take care of the intruder?
Remember the Sunwell.
So the deed is done. Excellent job. Word has been passed to the Ranger General, and believe me, the dwarves will pay dearly for their treason. You've been of great service to your people today, adventurer.
The reckoning is at hand.
I have another task for you, adventurer. Ranger Degorian was sent to Fairbreeze Village to find out more about a wretched attack on a nearby shipyard. He has requested reinforcements which we cannot yet provide. Seek him out and grant him whatever aid you can. Fairbreeze Village can be reached by following the road out of Falcon Wing Square, all the way towards the south. Good luck, adventurer.
Farewell.
We will persevere.
The black swath of soil that cuts through Eversong Woods is a permanent reminder of the day Arthas led the Scourge into our beloved city. This blemish is more than an eyesore, as even today it brings Scourge from the Ghostlands to Silvermoon. Go with adventurer, and give my men a hand in killing the mindless undead that walk down the Dead Scar.
Remember the Sunwell. State your business.
We don't anticipate the Scourge letting up on their attacks anytime soon, but we still appreciate any help we get guarding the Scar.
The reckoning is at hand.
Anaria Shola.
You there. You must help me, please. A fellow apprentice, and I were attacked by the wretched. In their mad hunger for magic, they took everything they could get their hands on. Mana crystals, wands, spellbooks, everything. Melidor gave chase after them. I had to stay behind and look after what they didn't take. Continue down the road and see if you can lend him a hand.
Hold your head high.
Anu Belore de la Na.
They're gone now. Scared the breeches out of them with a well-placed fireball. Unfortunately for me, they threw our precious cargo into the river.
Death to all who oppose us!
Those blasted wretched sure can run fast at the sight of someone who'll stand up to them. But let's not worry about that now. I need to find my instructor's elemental grimoire. I'm certain I saw one of those cowards throw it into the river, but I cannot seem to be able to locate it. I could use another set of eyes. I'll throw in a bit of coin, if you spot it.
The reckoning is at hand! Anaria Shola.
No luck? Well, keep looking. The book is of utmost importance, traveler.
Salama Ashalanore!
The book is completely soaked. Instructor Anthiel's not going to like this at all. Here, take this money. I have an idea.
We will have justice!
Anthiel is going to fly off his rocker when he finds out his book is ruined. I've got a little proposal for you. Don't worry, I'll make it worth your while. Take his book to him and tell him nothing of this incident. If he asks, just tell him you dropped the book into a puddle. He has no direct authority over you, so there's not much he can do. Anthiel delivers his lectures at Still Whisper Pond, southeast of Silvermoon. You'll do this for us, right? I'll reward you handsomely for this favor.
Farewell.
The eternal sun guides us.
What calls for this interruption to my lecture, traveler?
We will have justice.
You say those two incompetent fools bribed you to lie to me? You've done very well in coming to me, adventurer.
Keep your wits about you.
I hope you learn a valuable lesson today, adventurer. Never trust someone else to lie for you. Now I want you to go back to my two dim-witted students and discipline them using this wand. My magic tells me that you'll find them along the road to the west on the other side of the Dead Scar. Come back to me after you've done this. I'll give you a small reward for your troubles.
Shorelaran.
Mirrors can't talk. Luckily for you, they can't laugh either.
Enubilore Delana.
Did you do what I asked of you, adventurer?
Farewell.
Excellent job, adventurer. Don't worry, they're not stuck in that form permanently. Their apprenticeship, however, won't be restored until they earn it back.
The reckoning is at hand. Anaria Shola.
Thanks for coming, adventurer. Things are worse than we had anticipated. The wretched have taken over Sunsail Anchorage in its entirety.
Shorelaran.
Sunsail Anchorage has been overrun by wretched scum. As soon as we manage to get reinforcements to the area, we'll show those thugs who's boss, adventurer. In the meantime, you can help by showing them a bit of discipline. Go in there and show them we are not to be trifled with. You will find Sunsail Anchorage just to the west of Fairbreeze Village.
Remember the Sunwell. Glory to the Sindori.
A foul taint in the soil precedes the expansion of the Scourge into a new area. The protective rune stones along the border with the Ghostlands have warded the land against this taint in the past. The westernmost rune stone was destroyed during a Scourge attack, which us to burn the ground around it to, the taint from spreading. My sister, Lariana Riverwind, watches over the Scorched Grove. Go find her. She might have some work for you.
We will have justice.
Choose wisely. Salama Ashalanore.
Don't take the safety of this village for granted. We're under siege by the Scourge on the east and the Wretched to the west. Ranger Zarin keeps our borders safe from the undead that pour in from the Dead Scar. Follow the road eastwards out of town and see if you can lend her a hand.
Be ready for anything. Everything has a price. Shorelaran. What do you seek? We will have justice.
Welcome, volunteer. We're running low on supplies here. But the Blood Elves have promised us material assistance. That's where you come in. Take this bill of lading over to Skymaster Sunwing. He'll have further instructions for you on how best to get up to Silvermoon City.
The reckoning is at hand.
Our enemies will fall. Remember the Sunwell.
Yes. What's this?
Death to all who oppose us.
Lima wants you to head up to Silvermoon City and bring back her goods. Ooh, sure. I can get you there quickly. For a small fee, of course.
Farewell.
Traveler, for a very modest amount of coin, I can send you swiftly flying through the air on one of these magnificent beasts. And it's safer than walking there, I can assure you. When you arrive in Silvermoon City, seek out Saffron Azure Dawn in the bazaar. Speak with me once more when you've decided you're ready to brave the skies.
The reckoning is at hand. We will have justice.
Do not loiter. We will have justice.
That's quite a list you have there, friend. Let me take a look at it.
Shorel Aran.
What's this? Has Limel's rotting brain finally slid out of her head? She wants all of this. Did you bring anyone with you to help take it back?
Keep your wits about you.
It doesn't look as if you have a cart or a beast of burden with you, so I'd better send you back only with what you can carry. If you've with Skymaster Sunwing at Tranquillion, then you should get this to Quartermaster Lymel as soon as possible by flying back in and take these goods for final inspection to Sky Mistress, gloaming just outside Silvermoon City's Shepherd's Gate.
Stay the course.
State your business. Shorel Oran.
Wow, that box of goods you have there looks heavy. You want to load that up on one of my flying beauties?
Be ready for anything.
Back down to Tranquillion in the Ghostlands, then? Sure, I can get you there fast.
Death to all who oppose us.
It all checks out as far as I can tell. Seems to me that the Forsaken have put their backs to the wall for us, and we owe them, even if they are all ugly and rotting. So, the question is, have you already spoken to Skymaster Sunwing in Tranquillion? If so, then this can be a simple as you pay
is at hand.
And quickly
Our
find
enemies
it.
will
Let me know
fall.
when you're ready.
Be ready for anything.
I have one-of-a-kind items. Shorel Aran.
Traveler, back so soon? Are those the goods that I sent you for? Doesn't look like it could possibly be everything that I asked for.
Remember the Sunwell.
Well, I guess if he said that the rest of it will be coming quickly overland, then I'll take him at his word. He's certainly never failed to provide the goods in the short time that we've been working together. Thank you, adventurer. You're a credit to the Sindorai. Here, take this coin. It's done nothing but jingle around in my pocket all day.
We will have justice. Do not loiter. Salama Ashalanore.
Yes. Salama Ashalanore. Anu Belore Delana.
We will have justice.
Hello, traveler. You're a sight for sore eyes. I know, it's crazy for me to be here, what with the anchorage overrun by the wretched. Vellatríx and his rangers have sworn to protect me on the condition that I get out of here, as soon as I've recovered my cargo. What's that you have there? It looks vaguely familiar.
Shorel-Oran.
Oh, you sweet, sweet traveler. I had no idea that those disgusting Grimscale Murlocs had also pirated away with my navigation rudders. Without them, I would have no chance of navigating the seas again once we retake the anchorage and repair the ship. Thank you very much. Here, take this coin as a sign of my appreciation.
The reckoning is at hand. What business have you?
Thank goodness for you, traveler. Those slimy Grimscale Murlocs had pirated away my cargo. It's bad enough that the wretched have stolen what little magical goods I had, but the Murlocs took the rest. What has this land come to? Could you retrieve my cargo? I kinda expect that you'd be able to get all of it back, but I'll be grateful for any of it at this point. It was the Grimscale Murlocs in the huts, just to the west and south of the anchorage on the Golden Strand. I'm sure of it.
Death to all who oppose us.
The dark times will pass.
The wretched grow bolder every day, adventurer. They've achieved enough coordination to launch an attack on Sunsail Anchorage. As if that weren't embarrassing enough, most of our weapons were left behind when they attacked, bringing back our armaments so that we may show those ruffians who's boss.
Keep your wits about you.
Glory to the Sindorai.
I am grateful for the assistance of someone like you, adventurer. It almost puts a smile on my face. But then I realize what these monsters have done to my ship, and what's happening to Quell Palace. Have you managed to retrieve any of my cargo?
Keep your wits about you.
You did it. You've saved me from ruin and delivered my revenge upon those disgusting creatures. Now, if I can just get these pretty rangers here to help me with this cargo, I'll finally get out of here. I'll have to come back when Vellatríx has retaken the shipyard. Here, take this coin. It's what little I can afford, and the least that I can do to reward your efforts.
Be ready for anything.
Our enemies will fall.
Did you gather the lost weapons yet?
Remember the Sunwell.
Great job, adventurer. Let's show the wretched what we're made of.
Farewell.
The wretched are so oblivious, gorging on foul magic, that they haven't realized we've recovered most of our weapons. We can't expect them to remain in their stupor, though. Now is the time for a decisive attack. Let us make an example of their leader, Alderaan. He was spotted on the top floor of the building by the anchorage. Bring me his head. I'll reward you suitably.
Shorel-Oran. State your business.
Well, do you have his head or not? I've no time to waste, adventurer.
The reckoning is at hand.
You defeated him after all. Undoubtedly, my men softened him up for you. Ah, yes, traveler. You've done well. You'll make a name for yourself if you keep your nose clean.
We will have justice. Enubilore Delana.
That'll teach them not to mess with us. Good work, adventurer.
Keep your wits about you.
Your help in subduing the wretched has been invaluable. The Fast Riders would surely have use for someone like you in their fight against the Amai trolls. Look for the Fast Rider retreat to the northeast of here. Speak to Lieutenant Dawnrunner and see what assistance she might need.
The reckoning is at hand. The dark times will pass.
The Springpaw that inhabit this region are known for their high-quality pelts. We even seen Night Elf scum travel to these lands just to poach them. Our skirmishes with the Amani have put a bit of a strain on our supply of gear, and our rangers don't have much time for pelts anymore. If you'd be willing to lend a hand by collecting Springpaw pelts, I'd be happy to reward you with a handcrafted piece of armor. You'll find Springpaw stalkers all around the woods north of here.
Remember the Sunwell. The eternal sun guides us.
I like to throw parties. Just a little something to celebrate the magnificence that is Quel's. But I'm in a bit of a bind. I need you to gather up more party supplies. From Vinemaster Suntouched at the Silvermoon City Inn, bring me a bottle of Suntouched Special Reserve. From Zelene First Light at Fast Rider Retreat, acquire more of those delicious Springpaw appetizers. And you can pick up my delivery of fireworks from Hallis Dawnstrider at Fairbreeze Village. Be quick about it.
Keep your wits about you. State your business.
You're back. Did you bring the pelts?
We will have justice.
These will do perfectly, adventurer. Take this piece of armor as a reward. I'll be able to make more with the pelts you brought me.
Farewell.
Glory to the Sindorai. Time is of the essence.
Your gold is welcome here. Be ready for anything.
I have one-of-a-kind items. Shorelaran, what do you seek? Remember the Sunwell. Anaria Shola.
Didn't I just send you out to gather up more party supplies? Was that you? Oh, I can't be expected to remember everyone's face, now can I? I meet so many interesting people. What is it that you want?
The reckoning is at hand.
You're quite the energetic young person, aren't you? This all looks very adequate. You certainly deserve compensation for gathering up all of this for me, and something a little extra, I think. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's an invitation to the party. And traveler, next time that you drop in, make sure to dress up in something a little more festive.
Keep your wits about you.
The dark times will pass. Shorelaran. Our enemies will fall.
Anaria Shola.
Ah, my brother sent you. I do have a task I could use assistance with.
Death to all who oppose us.
These are difficult times for us, adventurer. It was a very hard decision to burn the woods bordering the Ghostlands to prevent the Scourge's expansion. The Treats, who have been our friends for years, are now trying to foster the regrowth of the forest along the Scorched Grove. This is a painful thing to ask of you, traveler, but we failed to convince our former allies to cease their endeavors. I need you to stop them by the only means that remain to us. Force.
We will have justice. State your business. Keep your wits about you.
So it is done. Curse these times that have driven us to desperate measures, and curse our enemy, the Scourge. Learn this, adventurer. Our lands must be protected, no matter what the cost. We shall prevail.
The reckoning is at hand.
You have something to show me?
We will have justice.
This pendant. I gave it to old Whitebark after his people helped us rebuild our village. I guess this means he's...
The Blood Elf clears her throat as she regains her composure.
I appreciate you bringing this to me, adventurer. There is something I'd like to ask of you.
Death to all who oppose us.
This pendant brings back memories of a different time, a better time. Unfortunately, memories are the last thing I need right now. I want you to bury this by the runestone in the Scorched Grove. It was there that I first met the Treant Elder. Put my old friend's memory to rest.
The reckoning is at hand.
You've returned. Haven't you done enough? I no longer belong to this world and must admit defeat. The land has forever changed, and nothing will ever be the same. The pendant here with me, maybe one day, long after the elves are, a new tree will grow on this very spot, amongst a burnt forest and the husks of dead treants.